a moment that shocked the sports world. In August 2014, basketball fans witnessed one of the most gut-wrenching moments in NBA history. During a Team USA scrimmage, Paul George, a rising star and one of the league's premier two-way players, suffered a gruesome leg injury that left his career in jeopardy. The image of George's broken leg became etched in the minds of basketball fans worldwide, and questions immediately arose. Could he ever return to the court? If he did, would he still be the same player who had dazzled fans with his athleticism, shooting, and defensive prowess? Fast forward to today, and Paul George stands as a shining example of resilience. Not only did he return to the NBA, but he also reclaimed his place among the league's elite, inspiring millions with his determination and perseverance. This is the story of how Paul George overcame one of the darkest moments in his career to achieve a triumphant comeback and establish himself as a symbol of hope for athletes facing adversity. The rise of Paul George, a star in the making. Before the injury, Paul George's career trajectory was nothing short of meteoric. Born on May 2, 1990, in Palmdale, California, George's journey to the NBA was marked by hard work and a relentless drive to prove himself. Early years and college success. Growing up, George was not initially considered a basketball prodigy. He attended Knight High School, where his talent began to shine during his junior year. Despite his potential, George was lightly recruited and ended up playing college basketball at Fresno State. It was there that he began to blossom, showcasing his athleticism, scoring ability, and defensive tenacity. Breakout at Fresno State. In 2 seasons, George averaged 15.5 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game, becoming one of the most dynamic players in the Western Athletic Conference. NBA Draft. His potential was enough to catch the eye of NBA scouts, and in 2010, the Indiana Pacers selected him as the 10th overall pick in the draft. Despite being a mid-major prospect, George's athleticism and versatility intrigued teams. Early NBA success. Paul George quickly proved he belonged in the league. By his 3rd season, he had emerged as the face of the Pacers, earning his first All-Star selection and leading the team deep into the playoffs. 2013 Eastern Conference Finals. George led the Pacers against LeBron James and the Miami Heat in a 7-game series that cemented his status as one of the league's rising stars. His ability to perform in clutch moments and defend at an elite level set him apart. Two-way excellence. Known for his ability to guard multiple positions and score from anywhere on the court, George became one of the NBA's premier two-way players. By the age of 24, he had already made 2 All-Star appearances and was named to the All-NBA 3rd team. The injury, a moment that changed everything. On August 1, 2014, during a Team USA scrimmage in preparation for the FIBA World Cup, George's career took a devastating turn. As he chased down James Harden on a fast break, George attempted to block a shot but landed awkwardly against the stanchion. The result was a compound fracture of his tibia and fibula, a horrifying injury that sent shockwaves through the basketball community. Immediate reaction. The scene, players and coaches were visibly shaken, with some brought to tears. The scrimmage was halted immediately, and George was stretchered off the court. Medical assessment. George underwent emergency surgery that same night. Doctors stabilized his leg and expressed optimism that he could make a full recovery, but the timeline was uncertain. Support from the basketball world. The outpouring of support for George was overwhelming. Teammates, rivals, and fans from around the world took to social media to send their prayers and encouragement. The fallout for Team USA. George's injury raised questions about the risks of NBA players participating in international competitions. While representing their countries was a matter of pride, the physical toll and potential for injury became hotly debated topics in the aftermath of George's accident. Rebuilding a superstar. The journey back to the NBA was long and arduous. For Paul George, it wasn't just about physical rehabilitation. It was a test of mental toughness, patience, and resilience. The physical rehabilitation. Initial stages. George spent months in a cast, unable to put weight on his injured leg. Physical therapy began with basic exercises to regain mobility and strength. His days were filled with slow, painstaking steps toward recovery. Grueling training. Once he was cleared to bear weight, George embarked on an intense rehabilitation program, working tirelessly to rebuild his explosiveness and conditioning. Each day brought small victories, a step closer to returning to the court. Timeline for return. Initially expected to miss the entire 2014-15 season, George's progress was so remarkable that he returned to action in April 2015, playing 6 games before the season ended. The mental challenges. Fear of reintegration. George had to overcome the mental hurdle of trusting his leg again. The fear of re-injury was ever present, but his determination outweighed the doubts. Resilience. George's unwavering focus and positivity became the cornerstone of his recovery. He drew strength from his family, teammates and fans, who believed in his ability to come back stronger. Visualizing success. George spoke about visualizing his return during the toughest moments of his rehab. This mental preparation was crucial in reigniting his confidence. Paul George returns to the court. On April 5, 2015, Paul George made his long-awaited return to the NBA in a game against the Miami Heat. The moment was emotional, as fans in Indiana gave him a standing ovation. Although he played limited minutes, his presence on the court was a triumph in itself. Highlights of his return. Initial games. George averaged 8.8 points in 6 games to close out the 2014-15 season, a small but significant step in his comeback. His return was about more than numbers. It symbolized hope. Full recovery. By the start of the 2015-16 season, George was back to his all-star form. He averaged 23.1 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game, earning another all-star selection. Signature performance. In November 2015, George dropped a career-high 48 points in an overtime thriller against the Utah Jazz, silencing any lingering doubts about his ability to dominate. Redefining his game. George became even more versatile, focusing on aspects of his game that required less dependence on pure athleticism, such as perimeter shooting and playmaking. Paul George 2.0, a new chapter. After his successful return, Paul George continued to evolve as a player, proving that the injury had not diminished his talent or drive. Indiana Pacers. Final years. George remained the centerpiece of the Pacers, leading the team to the playoffs in 2016 and 2017. His leadership and clutch performances solidified his legacy in Indiana. His time in Indiana demonstrated not just his ability but his role as a leader and a player who could carry a franchise through tough times. The move to Oklahoma City. In the summer of 2017, George was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder, where he teamed up with Russell Westbrook. During his 2 seasons with the Thunder, George reached new heights. MVP caliber season, 2018-19, George finished 3rd in MVP voting after averaging a career-high 28 points per game and leading the league in steals. Defensive excellence. He was named to the All-NBA First Team and the All-Defensive First Team, showcasing his two-way dominance. Iconic moments. George delivered game-winning performances that showcased his resilience and re-established him as one of the league's premier players. Joining the Clippers. In 2019, George was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers, forming a superstar duo with Kawhi Leonard. As a member of his hometown team, George continued to shine, delivering standout performances in the playoffs and helping the Clippers contend for a championship. His tenure with the Clippers marked a new chapter in his career, where he played with heightened maturity and poise. Paul George's impact. Paul George's story is about more than basketball. His journey from a devastating injury to a triumphant comeback has inspired athletes and fans worldwide. Lessons from PG-13's story. Resilience. George's determination to overcome adversity serves as a blueprint for others facing challenges. Mental strength. His ability to stay positive and focused during his recovery is a testament to the power of mindset. Inspiration. George's comeback reminds us all that setbacks are temporary and can be stepping stones to greatness. Adaptability. His evolution as a player highlights the importance of adjusting to circumstances and finding ways to excel. A comeback for the ages. Paul George's return from his horrific injury is one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. From the devastating moment in 2014 to his resurgence as one of the league's top players, George has shown what it means to face adversity head-on and emerge stronger. His story is a testament to resilience, determination, and the power of belief. Every time Paul George takes the court, he carries with him the lessons of his journey, inspiring millions to never give up. His legacy isn't just about basketball. It's about the human spirit's ability to overcome the greatest of challenges.